It's been good snow here. Has it been good snow?
Oh, wonderful winters. Good snow all the time. Hardly any thaw.
When was the last time you were at the Laurentian Lodge?
Huh?
When was it you were last at the Laurentian Lodge?
What about Laurentian Lodge?
Okay, when was it the last time you were there?
Last time?
Yeah.
This winter. We've been there several times this winter.
Uh-huh.
We get down there quite often. The club started in 1923. That's 62 years ago.
What was it like back then when it just started?
Hmm?
What was it like back then when it just started?
What was it like
Yeah.
when we started?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's very much like what you have there now, except that it has been changed a little, something added on to it, but it was an old farmhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had our 60th anniversary 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's the oldest ski club in the mountains. Of course, Montreal Ski Club was started in 1905, and that was the first ski club here in Canada. And Laurentian Lodge is the first ski club in the mountains here. And the Redbirds started in 1928. And now there are several clubs.
So the Redbirds started 5 years after the Laurentian Lodge.
Yeah.
Why did the Redbirds form a club when there was already the Laurentian Lodge?
Hmm?
Why did the Redbirds form another club?
Why did they start another club?
Yeah.
Well, they were all members of the Montreal Ski Club. And there was some dissatisfaction with some of the management of the Montreal Ski Club. They stuck to the skiing on the mountains in Montreal. And the Redbirds had more intention to do something out in the country. And they got in touch with me, and we got things going at Shawbridge, here at St. Sever. We had a clubhouse at St. Sever. When they started, I was president of the Montreal Ski Club. And I wasn't in favor of sticking in Montreal. I was in favor of getting up north, and some of the young fellows in the Redbirds stayed. I had a lot to do with that. I've seen the development here, you know. One day, in order for me to get out, I had to shut off the fire alarm and open the door to the outside, and I had it all open, and I was sitting out. It was cold. It was below zero. It was Well, somewhere around 18 or 20 degrees centigrade. No, you use Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
You're old-fashioned. We're on centigrades here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had something like what you call below zero. And while I was sitting outside, somebody came and shut the door on me. I was sitting outside in the cold. I was well covered. Then, after a while, I wanted to go to the bathroom. I wanted to get in. And somebody had shut the door on me. And it was locked from the outside. I couldn't get in. So I had the whistle. And I blew my whistle for about an hour before anybody came.
Why?
They're not used to it. They're not used to having people who like the out of doors in winter.
Yeah.
They don't go out at all.
They stay in all the time.
Oh, that's crazy. Now they want me to get them a talk as to what should be done in order to improve the conditions there. And I'll tell them something.
They don't know what they've asked him.
What about Van Wagner? Does he go out?
Van Wagner,
Does he go outside?
well, he goes out, but he's getting forgetful.
He goes
They
out.
have a church in connection with the place. And I went to church one day there, and I spoke to Van Wagner. He was there. And next day, he came to see me. And I said, it was nice to see you in church yesterday. He said, I wasn't in church. I wasn't in church yesterday.
How old is Van Wagner now?
81. We went to his 80th birthday.
92.
No, 91.
He's 92.
Well, we went to his 90th birthday party last year. So he's 91.
Why, isn't it 2 years ago?
No, I don't think so.
Well, then he's 91.
Now, let's see.
And most of the people who are down that, they're all young, as far as I'm concerned, you see. They're all in the 80s, and they even some in the 70s, 80, and most of them are in the 90s, early 90s. I'm the oldest by far, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, they're 20 and 30 and 40 years younger than you.
Yeah, they're all at least 20 years younger. Most of them are in the beginning of the 90s. And a great many in the even 70s something. And some, a man and his wife are there, and they must be somewhere in the 80s, I think. And you know, they go to Florida in winter and come back there for the summer and stay there in the summer. Can you imagine at 80 years old or 70 or 80 years old to put yourself down in a place like that? No. Well, I don't mean to criticize it, but it's constructive criticism. I know they could do something much better if they made use of their opportunities. They have a lovely garden, closed for winter, but I forced my way, see. So that now they're still inside. They don't go out.
Well, there's a constant flow of the old people going out to the bank and they go down the road and so forth, but they come in just as fast as they can. And it's as though the outside existed only as an obstacle to them. They don't enjoy it. That's what they get out and
There's
enjoy
this
it.
Galapagos.
Yeah.
It's something to get through in a hurry and get back.
Those are the tortoises.
Say what?
They're tortoises, turtles.
Yeah, exactly.
What are they?
Turtles. Tortoises.
They're like
Yeah.
tortoises, Dad.
What?
They are like tortoises. They put their heads in.
Are they animals?
Yeah. Oh, those are tortoises. I thought you were talking about the people at the home.
What
They're
are-
like tortoises.
What are they?
Tortoises. Turtles.
Tortoises.
Turtles. They weigh 400 pounds apiece.
You don't say.
No.
Well, we'll be leaving in about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a good pipe, eh? That's a good pipe. That must be number 2.
This?
No, your pipe is number 2 today.
Yeah. Say why I put just a couple of pipes.
No, we won't have to count that one then, if it's just a little bit.
Hmm?
We won't have to count that one if it's just a little bit.
No, just let that count.
But what are you going to tell them tonight?
Hmm?
What are you going to say to them tonight?
I don't know. They may want me to say something, and I'll find something. And when it depends on the situation, you see.
Will no doubt be a few well-chosen words.
I don't know. They may want me to say something tonight.
I think they may.
Hmm?
I think they may.
Well, they're having a meeting. This is the last meeting or last dinner of the season. And they've had a good season. I'll have to say something about that. It's a nice club, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first club in the mountains. In 1923.
Most of them are coming from Montreal then.
Oh yeah, they're all from Montreal. And people who wanted to get up into the mountains, they used to go to a place down in Shawbridge. What was the name of it again? A boarding house. And then they decided to buy that farm. It was a farm at one time. In 1923. That's 62 years ago.
But there are no locals there.
Hmm?
There won't be any locals there. Any people who live around Saint Sever.
No.
No, they don't.
They're all from Montreal.
And the people here don't like to ski. The ones who live right here, they don't like to ski then.
They don't like to see that.
They don't like to ski.
They like to ski.
Yes. The people who live here, the locals.
They didn't want to ski.
Yeah.
The French Canadians didn't like the skiing. They didn't like the skiers coming in, but the skiers have made it.
Yeah, now everybody's making money off of the skiers.
And the French Canadians, they go downhill, but they don't go cross country then.
A lot of them are going cross country now.
They were using snowshoes. like everybody else around here, you know. We brought skiing in. They brought skiing in here. They didn't like it. When I laid out the Maple Leaf Trail, even then, they were not very disposed to the skiers. They thought,
Well, the skiers used to cut their
now
fences.
it's entirely different.
Now the accent isn't on farming up here.
The what?
But in those days, most people were farmers. And
Yeah.
they didn't like the skiers who would cut their fences. And the
Yeah,
skiers
that's
were city
right.
guys who
Yeah.
hadn't any clue as to what a fence meant. It was just something, an impediment for them.
Yeah.
And you can't blame the farmers for being mad at them. A lot of unknown people going through your territory and cutting a fence here, and if it pleased somebody else, they'd cut it somewhere else.
Yeah, well, the skiers did an awful lot of them themselves.
I know they did.
And that's what I had to fight against.
Yeah.
When did you cut the Maple Leaf Trail?
When did I? In the 30s. And the Maple Leaf train went through the all the way from La Belle or all the way down to Shawbridge.
80 miles.
And I always got permission from the farmer to go through. And I made it a point to go through the gate instead of cutting the fence.
Mm-hmm.
And La Belle is near Montreal?
No, La Belle is
La Belle is north?
The what?
north of Mont Tremblant.
Oh, La Belle is north of Mont Tremblant.
The ballast.
La Belle. La Belle is north of
La
Mont
Belle is,
Tremblant.
oh yeah, that's 80 miles north. Yeah.
Up by Mount Johansson.
Way beyond it.
Beyond Mount Johansson then.
Yeah, oh yeah, beyond there. Yeah. Yeah. Well now, let's see, how are we fixed? Have we got everything?
I think so. I think so.
No, I don't bother about it.
How are they living down in Montreal now? What
Huh?
kind of lifestyle do they live down in Montreal, in the city?
Huh?
What kind of life do they live in the city?
These people,
Yes.
all kinds of, they're lawyers and doctors and professional people, don't you see? And the members of the Laurentian Lodge have changed a great deal from what it used to be. They built houses up in here and things were different when they grew up, and to see the family gets going, why then they have other interests. But most of the influential people in Montreal, they have been members of the Suburbs Club from way back in 1920. 1923. Yeah. Oh, they were all the most influential people English-speaking people in Montreal are members of the Laurentian Lodge from time to time. And all had a good time. All enjoyed having been members there.
Do they usually try to go skiing on the weekends, to come out here on the weekends? Do they try to come from Montreal up here on the weekends
They
to go
came up
skiing?
here to ski in the weekend, yeah. That's the reason for it,
And they used to take the train up in the old days.
the train. You see the picture there of the train? When I was 100 years old, they had
Yeah.
a train commemorating that.
And that was the train that ran right up by Saint-Sever or Shawbridge? That train still runs up by Shawbridge?
That's the CPR train. The CPR train goes down in the valley here. And then there's another one, CNR.
Yes.
That's all taken out.
Yeah, well, this was a man that I think Dad met at the home the other day. He said that he knew.
Rural Canada, that's like the St. Olaf's Order in Norway.
Well, I'll call now just to be sure that you said
That's-
credit for having tried.
That's the
I'll be here
scroll.
tomorrow. We're going to hear on Monday too.
Have you seen my headgear? My Indian headgear?
Yes, this one here.
Yeah, you've seen
Yeah.
that.
Uh-huh. That was from, you got that in Wisconsin.
That's from the Ojibwe Indians in Wisconsin.
I will. Yes. Okay.
I was invited as guest of honor as an Indian chief of Cree. I was invited as a guest of honor at the powwow of the Ojibwe, and they presented me with that.
That must have been quite a ceremony.
That was quite a service. That was something.
Yes, all right.
That really was something. I've been there. I've been out there 3 times.
I'm sorry. We were just.
Did you smoke the peace pipe with the Indian chiefs? Did you smoke the peace pipe with the Indian chiefs out there?
I went over to see you the other day.
I was at the head table and to see the Indian chief was on my right, and we had a great time. And Alice has told you about it. She can explain or tell about it better than I can. It was really, really something.
When was that? What year was that?
It must have been,
Well, but it's a good thing that.
I don't remember now, 72 I think or something like that.
Oh.
In the room by himself or with other people? Yeah.
I don't remember now.
It's
They sent the plane. They sent the plane for us,
Uh-huh.
and
It was a plane.
the last time we were out there, they didn't send the plane. They sent the ticket for on the commercial train.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very glad to
That's when we came here, getting down to Florida on the way home.
You got on the plane to
I'm not
Florida.
going to do any more talking now because I may lose my voice.
Yeah.
Boy, I could be the chief if I was that good.
Well, they're another good Indians.
Oh yes, very. Enjoy it very, very much over there. Yeah.
Well, I hope you'll have a nice summer.
You and you too. Are you going to Norway again?
No, I don't say no. They don't want me.
Not this year.
I made myself impossible.
Enjoyed it last year, didn't you?
I was there 3 months last year. They don't dare ask me again. But I'm glad to be here tonight. Have you got anything to eat?
Oh yes, nice big beef tonight.
That's fine. Good luck to you.
Okay, nice
Have a
day.
good summer.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Did you see the film on this public television? There was a film about last week.
Last week, I didn't see it. No, we were driving from here to there, and I didn't, wasn't able to see
I
it.
don't know, I saw it there on later.
I heard that it was very good,
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, it's
and
not really
I'm
good.
so sorry I didn't see it.
Yeah.
In 1923.
You see how well he fits it?
Yeah.
It hasn't changed a
It
bit.
hasn't,
There's no,
this has changed, I think.
this
but-
is the way it was originally.
Yeah.
And the bands have changed either.
But they have, yeah, I bet they have.
They're at least 50 years old too.
The staircase went out from the door and right up.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah. that was-
The staircase has changed?
That's an addition.
This
That's
is
an
This
addition.
is the old,
Oh,
this
the
is
old
the
farmhouse.
old
Oh,
building.
yes, there.
I see.
Double
Well,
decker.
that was the original show house, no? This original show farm.
I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And
It was
then
the,
Shaw sold it to,
it was the Shaw's farm. Was it not the Shaw's farm?
No, no, no.
Whose
No,
farm was
the
it?
name of the farmer,
Blondin. Blondin?
I know, Blondin was
Yeah.
next door. I've forgotten now. I've forgotten the name. So this was a farm,
Oh, I thought it
Blondin's
was the
farmhouse
show.
was there.
Yeah.
Where
And then-
the old.
then the Clark Canning people had the farm.
This was
Yeah,
not
but
a
I don't
farm.
think this was part of it.
Yeah, but they had the golf course, I think, originally, was it
Yeah, I
not? They
think-
had
yes, probably.
the Clark Canning people.
Yes.
They used to be on
Clark
St.
Pork and Bean.
Pork and Bean on St. Catherine, opposite now, the Alexis Neon there.
Oh, yes,
On
yes.
Westmount, just
Yes,
after Westmount Atwater, they used to have offices in the 50s.
Yule family.
Yeah.
Mac Yule and his family. They were all members.
Yeah.
Won't you join us?
Will, I'm just gonna have a shower and get dressed and I'll be right back.
Queen and one to the chief. So if you'd like to fill your glasses and be ready,
What are we
can we call Honey in there, please?
Do the honors.
Yeah, you fill the glasses.
Some have meat. Oh, some hae meat and canna eat, and some hae nane and want it. But we hae meat, and we can eat. So may the Lord be thanked. Amen.
And now will you give us your grace and queen, please? All right.
Kitri manitu, negris, no takotau, akwametisutak.
What does that mean, chief?
Great Spirit, we thank you for this food. We're hungry, let us eat.
And our second toast is to someone we love very much, and we're so happy to have him here, to our chief, Jack Rabbit Johansson. Now I bring the chief.
I brought it. Queen Diana.
I better get a chance.
You want to get close and get out.
All right. I thank you very much for asking me to come here tonight. To this important day, the last of the ski season. And on this day, this important day, we all thankful for the wonderful winter that we've had. We all say our thanks for our blessings. I have personally some more things to thank for. The Laurentian Lodge Club, from its start in 1923, has meant a tremendous lot to me. I have profited from every year since the start of the club, enjoying the spirit of the club, the love of the windowless, all that the club has been doing for me, and I'm thankful for it all. The Laurentian Lodge Club has meant a tremendous lot to me personally. I feel that the Laurentian Lodge Club and the spirit has helped me over many, many difficulties. And in fact, I believe that the Laurentian Lodge has had a whole lot to do with making it possible for me to carry on at an old age. I have profited from it all. And I believe that it hadn't been for the spirit of the Laurentian Lodge, I would not have been able to carry on at this age. Today, I believe that I can thank the Laurentian Lodge for my ability to hope, to achieve my 110th birthday in June. I'm so thankful to the Laurentian Lodge for what they've done for me. And I want to use this opportunity to thank the Laurentian Lodge for all that they've done for me. All the best I wish to you all, and thanking you all for all that you mean to me. I hope that you will have a good summer with a lot of canoeing, fishing, hunting, sailing, and all other activities. I hope you'll enjoy the summer, and I hope that it'll be possible for us all to meet again here next fall for another ski season in this wonderful country. I want to thank the Laurentian Lodge for all that you've done for me, for all that you've done for me, and wishing you the best of luck in every way. Thank you.
See, you've been an inspiration to us all.